Okay, so let's actually start immediately with what is important and with what is actually the main reason why we are here. We will continue today with the second part of this presentation on phonetic rules, or shiksha, the science of pronunciation. So last time, actually, we covered all the 6 rules. We covered varna, or the letters or sounds, svara, or the pitch, duration, matra, force, balam, linking of notes, sama, and continuity, santana. So today, actually, we will address these special rules of pronunciation mainly for anusvara and for visarga. And actually, those special rules is connecting also with sama, because those rules making this linkage of notes more smoother. That's why we are just with anusvara and visarga continuing with this 5th rule, which is linking of notes, or sama. Okay, so then we have discussed last time about division of those 50 syllables on vowels, on compound vowels, semi-vowels, and then we have discussed the 5 different groups of consonants. And the rules of anusvara mainly concern this last column, which is the nasal representation of each group of consonants. Okay, these are the most common changes, and we will stress this part in today's presentation. We have actually discovered Shiva Sutrani, and I really make a point that this is not just a language. So the Stanaka wish of granting the humanity with the language or with the sounds, so that people can communicate, Shiva grant much more, right? Shiva actually disclosed this beautiful Devanagari, these beautiful 50 syllables, which are leading us to siddhis and to salvation, which is the ultimate goal, salvation from desire and self-realization. So this is a tool to self-realization. We have practiced those 14 lines, and we will be practicing it again with some of you at the end of this presentation. We mentioned the 3 accents or pitch in our texts, svarita, anudata, udata, like the 3 basic one, and the 4th was dirgha svarita, or delayed upper tone. Duration of the syllables, which can be 1, 2, or half unit. The force of recitation, which is very important, especially when we use the mahaprana. So kha, gha, cha, it should be pronounced. And this linking, as I said at the beginning, we will actually continue discussing the sama with the changes of anusvara and visarga. And santana is the punctuation, which is actually the easier part of what we have also touched base of with today, which are called the holdings, which are not actually discontinuity or punctuation. It is called as such, holdings. But let us start from the beginning. So anusvara is described as to have one place of articulation, which is the nasal cavity. And it is also described as pure nasal, which means without air modification in oral cavity. Okay, just a second, please, if you can just, do I still share screen?
Yes, you do.
Okay, super, just a second. But actually, out of all anusvaras, which are to be found in our text, there is only one pure anusvara, meaning without the change in the nasal cavity. And it occurs when we have anusvara before consonant pairs jn and gn. So in the word like sam jnanam or imam ghanti. So only in these cases, the anusvara is called Shuddhanusvara, meaning the pure. Shuddha means pure. So without any change, right? Then we have the second change is Agamanusvara. Agamana means inserted sound, G, okay? And it occur in the cases when we have fricatives, sh, and s. It means that, for example, in this case, Tesham Sahasra Yojane, in Rudram, for example, we have before fricatives change into G. So G is that inserted sound. That's why we chant Tesha Gum Sahasra Yojane. In our IAS transliteration, the Anusvara is then written as Chandra Bindu. You see, this is the sign which denotes Chandra Bindu. And we put this gum in the superscript. Actually, in IAS, if you find this Chandra Bindu in the text, it represents gum or gg. And I will discuss this a bit later. But for us to understand which actually change happened, for our easier understanding and for our easier chanting, we put this change into the superscript. Okay, so that's why we know that it is to be chanted Tesha Gum Sahasra Yojane. Also, it happens before H. In Ganapati Prarthana, there is Ganapatim Havamahe, but we chant Ganapati Gum Havamahe, right? So you know that. And before R, also the same change happened. In this case, Pratyushtagum Rakshaha. So agamana means inserted sound, G. Then these are like a building blocks. The next one is Lupta Agamanusvara. So first we have Anusvara, then Agamanusvara means we inserted G, and then Lupta means omitted sound. So what is omitted? Anusvara is omitted, M sound is omitted before the combination of the fricatives and H plus non-vowel. For example, you have this Anusvara M dot up before Sh and R. Sh is fricative, R is non-vowel. Why I put non-vowel? Because it's not consonant, because this, in the next case, you have Y or Y, which is semi-vowel, you know? So that's why I put it for easier understanding, fricatives or H, H, this is hak plus non-vowel, lead to Lupta Agamanusvara change. So what is happening? So there is omitted M sound, and in superscript we pronounced only G, only G sound. So Kalpatam Shrotram, Kalpatag Shrotram. Okay. Jyotim Syavarunhe, Jyoti Gum Syavarunhe. Okay. And then another building block is Dvirbhuta Lupta Agamanusvara. So meaning, you know, okay, once again, first we have Agamana inserted G, then we have Lupta omitted M, and then Dvirbhuta means duplication of the letter. So what is to be duplicated? This G, which actually is left, is being duplicated. So let's say we have Tvam Hyagne. So we have this combination of hak plus non-vowel before Anusvara. It changed into Tvag Hyagne. But if we have short vowel A, U, or I, or I, then this G got duplicated and it should be chanted like this. Tvag G Hyagne, right? Okay, but this is very rare change. So for you, it is the most common changes is this, Lupta Agamanusvara and Agamanusvara. So Tesha Gum Sahasra Yojane or Kalpata Gum Shrotram. Those phonetic changes which I'm going to describe now are the most common. And this is what I mentioned when I repeated these 5 group of consonants based on the place of articulation. The last sound in each of the group is the nasal representation of the group, right? So So the point is that when we have anusvara followed by some of the consonants from those 5 groups, it's changed in a way to facilitate the articulation of that following word. So I will also, we have these examples so that you can actually pick it up quite quickly, I would say. So for example, we have ishum girishanta. So you see, g is the velar. Velar means palatum, soft palate, because the soft palate consonants are ka, ka, ga, ga. So when we have this combination of consonants, and before that is anusvara, then anusvara needs to change to actually facilitate the pronunciation. Because if you would pronounce ishum girishanta, it's not that nice pronunciation, right? So that's why I'm saying this continuity in chanting, samana, is not there. That's why anusvara should change into the nasal pair for that group, which is ishung girishanta. When you have practiced Shiva Sutrani, it is said a, I, un, k, eong. This anga is this change, this combination of syllables. Okay, anusvara plus velar, which is succeeding the anusvara. So ishung girishanta. When you utter ishung girishanta, you see how this pronunciation is really nicely connected. Then palatal nasal pair is nya. So chachka jajcha nya, purusham jagata, purushan jagata. You see how smooth now the pronunciation is. Purushan jagata. Most common is in chamakam. Shamchame, mayashchame. So shamchame, it's not shamcha, shamcha. You see how this is a struggle, right? So it is shanchame. So with that phonetic change, we are smoothing the pronunciation and we add to this continuity. Then cerebrals, ta, tha, da, dha, na. So na is the nasal pair. So we have, we have here tan, dhan, dan, dhanam. So we should change. So it is not tam, tham, dam, dham. You see how we struggle. So we should change this into the following cerebral sound. So we change anusvara into the cerebral nasal pair, which is n, tan, dhan, dan, dhan, nam, right? Dentals, tatha, dadha, na. So dentals, it's pretty much easy. Yan dvishmas, yan dvishmas. So you see when this anusvara change into n, you see how your tongue is touching the teeth, meaning that you are ready to utter the following word, yan dvishmas, okay? Gananam tva, again from Ganapati Prarthana, Gananam tva doesn't fit, right? So that's why we need to actually change it into Gananam tva to get this smooth flow. And then labials, it's very easy. Papha babha ma, esham purushanam. So only this dot up is omitted. I mean, so the pronunciation is like this. So do you have any question? Because I would really like that you understand this. Is there any question? Okay, so for this, okay, maybe you will have some time to go back to the presentation to understand these changes. Before fricatives, before hak and before r, we have this agama anusvara inserted G sound, which is quite often changed, I would say. And also we have lupta agama anusvara omitted sound. So what is omitted? Omitted is this M sound in the combination of the previous plus non-vowel. And we have kalpatagam, okay? But these are the most common changes. And please, if you have any question, you can unmute and you can ask. I will be glad to just clarify before we move forward. Any question?
Namaste.
Yes, Branimir.
Please.
Can I go ahead?
Yes.
Okay. In the text for Rudram, will you give the words like before like the changes, or is it like the script will be after the changes? For example,
Yes,
say
this is a
yam.
great question. This is a great question. In the Rudram text, all these changes would be final, right? So we will put Purushan Jagata, we will put turn, we will put everything what is actually after the phonetic change, okay? So that you don't have any doubt, right?
Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Branimir sir, one question, please. Can you put on the page for that Anuluptvam, the hidden one which was there? Can you put that slide on, please?
This
Yes, in this one, the second word, the Jyotis.
Yes. You're breaking. You're breaking a lot.
That the is heard here, right?
Yes, this is the combination when you have anusvara plus one of the fricatives, which is sh, plus non-vowel, which is y. Jyotim sha. Jyotim sha, right? And then after the change, it is jyoti gumsha. Okay, so this anusvara m changed into g. Okay. Is it clear?
M changed to G.
Yes.
Yes, but you said
Not
gum
pronouncing the
shara.
M.
So what is the question?
Actually, Branimir, you did a little mistake in pronouncing the G. Kalpatag Shrotram, you said Kalpatagam Shrotram. So it is a confusion. Yeah.
Okay, so I will repeat once again. Kalpatag Shrotram. Kalpatag. Okay, I have, because why I did. Okay, I just wanted to stress just for you to catch it. So I maybe overstress it, Kalpatag. Okay, Jyotig, right? Jyotig, Kalpatag.
But one more thing.
Yes.
In this Jyotig,
yes.
after sh is short a after shaya, so it should be double g.
No. Double g is when you have a before anusvara. You see, in this case.
Before anusvara.
Before, not after. Before.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
So kalpatag, jyotig. Okay. Okay, so let's move forward.
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
Yeah, can I go?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question about with Anusvara, if you change the pronunciation, does that make the meaning of the word different, or?
Of course not. No. No, this is the phonetic rules which doesn't change the meaning. If you, yeah, absolutely no. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
One quick question, Branimir.
Yes.
The anuswar before the palatal, that is like pancha.
Yes.
I've often heard it said as pancha instead of pancha.
So this should be pronounced this N with this like a wavery line. It is Purushan Jagata. It should be pronounced at Purushan.
Yeah. So often I've heard it in some classes as taught as pancha.
Let me just give a short note. It is an influence of vernacular languages. You often have such insertions like some people would not say Rigveda, but they would say Rigveda or Rugveda. It is correct is Rigveda because in its own sense is a vowel. So this is the similar thing. In vernacular languages, there are often some inclusions that are not there in Sanskrit.
Okay. Thank you for the questions for now. Let's move forward. So these are the specific changes when actually, sorry, I don't see, when following the semi-vowels. So in front of Y or Y, anuswara changes to nasalized I. Nityan yatra. In front of L, it changes to nasalized L. Paramalloke. In front of V, anuswara changes to nasalized U. Bharadharam Vishnum. So in this very famous mantra, so Bharadharam Vishnum. Again, to facilitate this continuity or santana. Okay. So and why are we actually putting these in superscript? Because you cannot put it in writings like we can put Purushan or Shanchame or Tarn. So we can actually change immediately and put phonetic change is in writing as in a normal writing, but here we cannot. We just use this superscript option to mark this nasalization, because it is not E, it's not nityai, it's nasalization. It's just the representation that we are reminded that we should nasalize in these cases. Nityan yatra paramalloke baradharam vishnum. And you will be hearing this quite often in our texts. Okay, I will try to speed up a bit. Please, no question after. Let me go to the whole presentation, and then I will take questions. Then let us move to Visarga. So Visarga is this H dot down, H, right? And when followed by K or K, it is pronounced as H. So you should really feel, and this is Jihva Mulya from the first slide of this presentation. For example, and I will also give you the example immediately after we finish with this presentation. So in this case, tach, kanyach, it is tach, kanyach. So it is without the change, and we should, before k and k, we should keep Visarga unchanged. And we have this hak. So we can really feel that further back in the base of the throat, when this uvula is, we should actually feel the air pressure on that, back of the throat. Tach, kanyach, okay? Then we have, very often, it is happening here, the change in Gayatri Mantra. In every Gayatri Mantra, we have this change when we have H, Visarga before P or Pr, right? So punach, punach, it is punaf, punach. Okay, so we need to, in Gayatri Mantra, Dhiyo yo naf prachodayat. So this is also need to be really obeyed. This is very important, this F sound. And similarly, we cannot put punaf here in the text or the Dhiyo yo naf, but we in our text use this superscript F just to remind us that we need to change this Visarga into F when chant any Gayatri Mantra. And then we have a very common rule as well. Before a sibilant, shishas, Visarga change in the same sibilant. Suptach shishuhu, suptash shishuhu. Ashvashat, ashvashat. Okay? And in these cases, we can also have these changes in writing denoted like this. So we don't need to put it in any superscript. We can, in some text, we can find it, and this is correct writing. And also actually adding to this fifth rule of continuity, ashvashat. Okay, so because we are just changing Visarga into the same sibilant. These are the following rules as well. Shivachcha, shivashcha. You see shivashcha, how it becomes more smoother. Then before t, Visarga change into s, and this is actually described here. Visarga plus t is t. Okay. Kudharais t. Okay. And then, so these are the different combinations. And I think this is pretty much clear. One very important rule which people do not obey oftenly. So when we have a combination of vowels, which is called samyutakshara. Samyutakshara means conjoined consonants. And please, if you can remember this word, because we will mentioning it quite oftenly. And we have ksh after this conjoined, before this conjoined consonant. So, for example, in this case, shantih, kshantire, then we need to actually chant it as an echo. So this shanti, hi, like this e sound is actually being reflected around visarga. So it's not shantih, kshantire, it's shantihi, kshantire. And in the text, we are marking it as a colon. So those two dots, right? Shantihi, kshantire. And we should stop. Actually, we should make a pause. Okay. Quite often rule. So we have the echo and pause. Shantihi, kshantire. Okay. Let's move forward. The next very important part are the holdings. So the holdings are defined in different Shiksha texts, and they are actually named with different names. I will not actually go into that sort of details. We, for our usage, we use the word holding, right? It is, and we call this also as sportana more oftenly, but holdings, we are commonly using this in our classes. So again, samyuktas or samyutaksharas or compound consonants are the groups of consonants. For example, in the word mantra, this NTR is that compound consonants bringing together. So we have long holdings and we have short holdings. So why the long holdings? You have su. So su with this horizontal line above, it's denoting the length. So this is the 2 unit of time syllable. We call it dirgham, from the last presentation. And then we have r-y, so rya, and rya is samyutakshara. So before this samyutakshara, we need to give one additional unit of time. So what does it mean? It means that we don't pronounce Surya, but we pronounce Surya. Okay, not Surya, but Surya. So we are giving one additional unit of time, and we have here altogether 3 units of time. 2 plus 1. 2 for dirgham plus 1 for holding. Surya. And short holding, we have, as we explained, so mantra. So mantra. So we have hrasvam, and we have samyutakshara. So it's not mantra, it's mantra. So you need to actually really understand these subtle things. So how we pronounce the words, and this is the explanation. So why it's not mantra? Because there is a holding, so it is mantra. Okay. Short and long. Short when we have hrasvam, long when we have dirgham. Dirgham plus 1 unit, meaning 3 units. And this is 1 unit plus 1 unit, 2 units in total. Then the other rule which we also obey is called Swara Bhakti. It is a voiced R when followed by sibilants, hak, or R dot down, which is the semi-vowel R. For example, Chatur Rachasya. So you have this R plus R, okay? So what is happening in this case? We need to pronounce Chatur Rachasya. Chatur Rachasya. Chatur R. So I used to say that like we are actually making another akshara with this Svara Bhakti, and you will be actually getting along with this rule soon when we will start chanting, and you will really, I think, pretty much understand when we start to chant. So for now, just remember when you have sibilants or hak or semi-vowel r, following r, the consonant, then we have this rule called Svara Bhakti. Then the holding also takes place when a consonant that terminates the inflected word. What does it mean? This is actually the word which is not further eligible for phonetic changes. Now, okay, it started to be a bit complicated, but for you it's just I think enough to understand that when we have two different group of consonants and this continuity cannot be completed anymore, we just need to actually separate those two words in pronunciation. So trishtup chandaha, right? And okay, dvirukti or germination is a repetition of a consonant. Annam. So the beginning of a first letter is uttered and its release is delayed, representing the other change. So I will actually give this examples when we will start chanting. Maybe now it is too informative or too difficult to understand, but these nuances of pronunciation you will be getting more quickly on the real case examples. Other changes very common are, for example, Brahma versus Brahma. Okay, so we are actually changing. Yeah, this is not actually, this is not in line with Shiksha, but this is traditionally it is replaced. So we are replacing Hm with Mh. So we don't actually pronounce Brahma, we chant Brahma. Vahni, Vanhi, okay? And then one common confusion, it's around how do we pronounce, is it Yajna, is it Yagna, or is it Yagya? So a compound Gnya is pronounced as Gnya, okay? So correct pronunciation should be Yagna, okay? Yagna. I would say in a written text, this is fine, Yajna. And this is how the most sources are using the word, but this should always pronounced as Yagna, okay? And then we have compound Vya. This is very interesting. Devyas. So again, continuity or Santana. So it's not Devyas because it's not natural, but it's Devyas. And you see the holding. So De is Dirham, meaning the long syllable. Then we have Vya. Vya is this time Utakshara or compound Vya. So that's why we need to actually respect the holding. So it's not Devya, it's Devya. And additionally, we have this U sound, I mean, closer to U sound. So Dev. So we try to actually written it how would be pronounced in in English speaking territories, so it is like, it would be like this, Devya. Okay. And then I will stop here because I think it would be too much. I will stop sharing, or maybe I will take your questions now. But let me also, first of all, start actually recording so that you can actually be more free to ask questions.